For a trip in the spring of 2018, we decided to book our very first group travel experience. We were a little bit nervous about traveling with a group. We weren't sure if we were going to like it or not, but we figured we didn't speak Spanish, so it was probably better to have a guide in that country. We're getting ready to leave for Ecuador, and last night there was a nor'easter, so everything is covered in snow. We're just hoping the flight is actually going to be on time. Ready?
Ready to go.
Okay.
As good as we can get.
Every time we go on a trip, we try to figure out what new piece of equipment we can get. And for this trip, we decided to get these inflatable airplane pillows. And they were pretty interesting, especially because we're always looking for ways to save space when we're packing, and these definitely pack a lot smaller than your typical airplane pillow.
Carry-on items. Place your seat in the original upright position with footrest stowed and headrest lowered.
I don't really need to exchange.
By the time we got to the Quito Airport, it was pretty late, so we ended up eating dinner in the airport, which ended up being a pretty good idea, and we were actually pretty impressed by the food there. Once we got the taxi to go into Quito, it was probably about a 45-minute drive from the airport into the actual city. The highways were surprisingly nice, but some of the roads were pretty windy when you went through the mountains to get down into the city. How much?
25.
25?
Thanks. Just, it's right here. That's it.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Gracias. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's neat. Wow.
Get in.
It's pretty cool.
Sorry.
Hi.
Good night. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Reception is 24 hours, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, let's go check this place out. That's the restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then this is the terrace. It's nice.
I'll nip in here.
Yeah, it actually kind of feels good right now, though, after being on the plane all day. Huh. When we were planning our trip to Quito, we actually had a little bit of difficulty picking the hotel that we wanted to stay in because there were so many good choices. There are a ton of interesting hotels in Quito, and they're all really affordably priced, but we ended up picking the Art Plaza, and I'm really glad that we did. It was a great first night in the city, and it had a lot of character. This is the window for our room, right back here. That goes right down onto the patio. That's nice. And we're like 3 steps away from coffee in the morning, so...
I'm gonna just open the window.
Let them pass it through. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Here's our bathroom.
You call my parents.
Okay. Let them know we made it.
Yeah.
We made it to our hotel in Quito at the Art Plaza. It was a pretty long day of travel, and a little bit of the flying was kind of sketchy today because there was a nor'easter that went across the area on Friday with some really, really high winds. So we weren't really sure. There were a lot of flights canceled on Friday. We weren't really sure if we were actually going to leave today. And as soon as the plane took off this morning, you could feel the wind just pushing the plane all over the place. It was one of the bumpier flights that I've had. But then we got to Miami, and then we picked up our connection from Miami to Quito. And then we landed about, 7:15?
Yeah.
And had something to eat at the airport. And I'm really glad that we did that because it just made it easier that when we got to the hotel now we don't have to go and find anything to eat. And then we took like a 45-minute taxi ride to go from the airport to get to our hotel at the Art Plaza. And I'm really happily surprised that our hotel is really neat. The area is like this little garden outside. We'll go walk around in the morning when it's light and we're not exhausted. But yeah, all the buildings are painted really cool colors, and there's some trees and a little garden area out in the front. But our room is right off of the balcony. So this window right behind our bed goes out onto the balcony, and the restaurant is right there. So we really don't have to go very far in the morning to get our coffee. Oh, and Patrick is doing his first try with the Steri pen.
See if it works.
God, I hope it works.
Yeah.
Alright. So, we're gonna relax and rest up so we can explore the city tomorrow. So far, no elevation effects. I don't know how long it takes to set in, but so far I think the flying was the worst part, and that's over. Alright. In the morning, we headed over to the cafe, and we ended up being the only ones there, so we had the chef prepare us our own personal breakfast, and it was really great. There was this fresh made juice. We had choice between eggs and this great cereal. But then we had to go pack everything up again and get ready to leave so that we could go and explore the city. We're ready to leave our first hotel at the Art Plaza, and now we're gonna go, it's like a 10-minute walk to the hotel where we have to meet the group, and then I'm hoping later we'll get to go and see the cathedral over there.